Hello and happy day. How does slowing down sound to you today? Would you like to reduce the noise for just a bit? Are you ready to make a choice and decide to listen? My name is Igor S.F. Walker, and I am here to remind people to slow down, to reduce the noise, to walk their lives into a natural flow. Welcome back to the Book of the Week series. Every week, as I read another amazing title, I share it with the world. And today we look at the 12-week year. Get more done in 12 weeks than others do in 12 months by Brian Moran and Michael Lennington. The fact is, every week counts. Every day counts. Every moment counts. You need to be cautious of the reality that execution happens daily and weekly, not monthly or quarterly. Analyzed thinking and planning, more often than not, leads to less than optimal performance. And in order to perform at your best, you will need to get out of the annualized mode. Scrub the annualized thinking and start thinking in shorter terms. Focus on shorter time frames. When faced with the course of action that includes difficult or uncomfortable tasks, the short-term cost of taking action can seem so much greater than the long-term benefits of reaching the goal. And because of this, individuals and entire organizations often abandon both the tasks and ultimately the entire strategy. Overwhelming evidence shows that to execute successfully, it is essential to have a strong emotional stake in the outcome. The critical first step to executing well is creating and maintaining a compelling vision of the future. And even more, you need to want it, then you desire your short-term conflict, and then you align this with your short-term goals and plans with that long-term vision. Without a compelling vision, you will discover there is no reason to go through the pain of change. So vision is the starting point of all high performance. Without a compelling vision, you will discover there is no reason to go through the pain of change. Vision is the starting point of all high performance. You create things twice, first mentally and then physically. Working from a plan has three distinct benefits. It reduces mistakes, it saves time, and it provides focus. Planning allows you to think through in advance as to what the best approach is to achieve your goals. Make your mistakes on paper, which reduces miscues during implementation. Top two motivators in the workplace are achievement and recognition. Measurement builds self-esteem and confidence because it documents progress and achievement. Scorekeeping functions as a reality check, providing performance feedback and insight into your effectiveness. Effective measurement removes the emotion from the evaluation process and paints an honest picture of your performance. The data is not concerned with the effort or the intentions. It simply focuses on outcomes. While it can be difficult, the sooner we confront reality, the sooner we can shift our actions towards producing more desirable results. And that is what effective measuring does. It demands our attention, and it causes us to respond more immediately, increasing the likelihood of success in the long run. In God we trust. All others must bring data, said Edward Deming. Measurements drive the execution process. It is an anchor of reality. Can you imagine a CEO of a large corporation not knowing the numbers? It's no different for you and me. A word of caution, scorekeeping is not for the faint of heart. There will be times when you do not execute well and you score poorly. People often drop out when they reach this point because they lack the courage to face the reality of their actions. Benjamin Franklin said, "If we take care of the minutes, the years will take care of themselves." Throughout the day, things do come up, things that you didn't anticipate, that will eat up your valuable minutes. The key to successful time use, the intentional time use, is not trying to eliminate unplanned interruptions, but instead to block out regular time each week dedicated to your strategically important tasks. There are three primary components of performance time: strategic blocks, buffer blocks, and breakout blocks. A strategic block is a 3-hour block of uninterrupted time that is scheduled into each week. During this block, you accept no phone calls, no faxes, no emails, no visitors, no anything. Buffer blocks are designed to deal with all of the unplanned and low-value activities like most email and voicemail that arise throughout the typical day. And breakout blocks. One of the key factors contributing to performance plateau is the absence of free time. To achieve greater results, what's often necessary is not actually working more hours, but rather taking some time away from work. Time scheduled away from your business during normal business hours that you will use to refresh and reinvigorate your mind so that when you do return to work, you can engage more focused and with more energy is critical. Accountability is not consequences, but ownership. It is a character trait, a life stance, a willingness to own your actions and results regardless of the circumstances. We think that people want to escape from being accountable. We believe that accountability is something that must be imposed. We have to hold people accountable, and we devise reward and punishment schemes to do this. These beliefs keep us from experiencing what we long for. It is the freedom of choice that is the foundation of accountability. There's a big difference when you approach something as a choose to versus have to. When you choose to do something, you're able to tap into your resources and give your best. It is a much more empowering stance. Here are the 4 keys to successful commitments. Strong desire, keystone actions, count the cost, and act on commitments, not feelings. Learning to do the things you need to do, regardless of how you feel, is a core discipline for success. And the best thing about the future is that it comes one day at a time, said Abraham Lincoln. When does a champion become great? The obvious answer seemed to be when the individual achieves high level of performance, such as winning a gold medal. But if you consider this question further, the conclusion that greatness is not achieved when the result is reached and recognized, but rather long before that, when an individual chooses to do the things that he knows he needs to do, comes to surface. Trying to spend equal time in each area is unproductive and often frustrating. Life balance is not about equal time in each area. Life balance is more about intentional imbalance. Life balance is achieved when you are purposeful about how and where you spend your time, energy, and effort. At different times in your life, you will choose to focus on one area over another, which is perfectly fine, provided it is intentional. There's no such thing as work-life balance. There are work-life choices, and you make them, and they have consequences. Jack Welch. Accountability, commitment, and greatness in the moment form the foundation of personal and professional success. Whether athletes or business professionals are great is not because their ideas are better, but because their execution disciplines are. These 5 disciplines are vision, planning, process control, measurement, and time use. How would I do this? Well, this is the wrong question so early in the process. The fact is, you don't know how to do it, because if you did, you would likely be doing it already and living that reality. You do this not by asking how, but by asking what if. What would be different for you and your family, your friends, your team, your clients, your community? By asking what if, you give yourself permission to entertain the possibility, and you begin to connect with its benefits. How might I? How is not a bad question. In fact, it is a perfectly good question, but the timing is critical. Ask it too early, and it shuts down the whole process. But once you see your vision as possible, the question of how is now an essential one. If the question of what if is the visioning question, then the question of how is the planning question. If you're implementing change, don't go it alone. Your chance of success is 7 times greater if you employ peer support. When we acknowledge our accountability, our focus shifts from defending our actions to learning from them. Taking ownership means that you stop looking outside of yourself. You stop letting all those things keep you from living the life you desire, the life you're capable of. In the end, nobody outside of a few close friends really cares if you succeed or not. You can make all the excuses you want. The world doesn't care. And as harsh as that sounds, it's the truth. Given a choice, people choose immediate and certain short-term comfort over potential long-term benefits almost every time. Unless there is a compelling reason to choose otherwise. What this means that even if a change could be hugely beneficial when implemented, if the immediate cost outweighs the immediate benefit, many will choose not to engage. Be your own compelling reason to make a different choice. Choose the best possible you every time. Please do help out. It is easy. Simply like this video so more people can enjoy it. Share it too and spread the word. Subscribe to my channel and stay up to date. And the link to this book is in the description below, so buy it and read. Never stop learning. Thank you. Love and respect.